be a good show. All right, we are live discussing LSU's big win, 93-58 over the 2-0, now 2-1 UNO Privateers. Honestly, I don't know how you feel, Stock, but very pleased with this game. Probably a bigger margin of victory than I would have expected.
Especially after that first half performance, I'd have to agree with you there. Very happy with how this team finished in the second half. I mean, what a game from Jalen Reed, second half, going start
Yeah.
off that 15-0 run. He really kicked things into second gear, and I think it is the reason for how big of a margin of victory we had.
Yeah, no,
Uh,
he came on in the second half. And I want to find out, like, they keep saying how like his career almost ended with that knee injury last year. They keep saying in every game, but they don't get into specifics. And then we got like the baseball commentators right now. So I would only imagine by like SEC play, he'll probably be a lot better.
his
Probably
role
how I feel a
definitely
lot
be.
about the team. It's just like sometimes it feels like when the Dan's not out there running the offense that no one really knows what to do. You just give it to one guy, maybe slow screen. But I mean, the entire team is new, so I think that's to be expected. But I mean, it's so clear watching that like LSU has not had a team this good in the Matt McMahon era.
No, our offense is leaps and bounds above last year's. I mean, night and day,
Yeah,
especially when D-Dan's on the court.
yeah,
I like what you were saying about Jalen Reed. I think his role will be emphasized later
yeah,
on as the season progresses. But I want to give Pablo Tamba a big shout out tonight.
yeah.
He
All effort guy.
was all over the place, getting offensive rebounds. I mean, that first couple minutes of the first half, he probably had 4 in one possession, that one series
No, yeah,
alone.
that one sequence at the beginning of the game, they got 5 offensive rebounds right off.
I love how McMahon is using him. He's a good, tenacious defender. And for a team who I think is going to have some defensive struggles, being all brand new, I think he's a
Yeah,
perfect glue guy to help strengthen that defense inside. Now, come FCC play, he's not as big as a lot of the teams
yeah,
that we're going to be facing. But no, he's fitting his role very nicely.
yeah.
But on another note, I mean, our offense is absolutely going out insane right now. If we can't miss. It seems like. I mean, Max
Yeah.
McKinnon, our typical leading scorer,
Yeah,
shown
I don't think he
scoreless
scored.
tonight. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
not
not going to
looking good.
happen probably ever again this
And the
season.
fact that we had other guys contributing it was huge. It was huge, and it was good to see. Markel Sutton, another double double. I think
Yeah.
he had a double double. This is his third double double. One against UCF in the exhibition game, against Tarleton State last week, and again tonight. I'm loving our offensive scheme. I love
Yeah.
how Matt McMahon said this year, we're not going to be running too many sets. We're going to try and get up and down. And so far, our offense is firing on all cylinders. You got to love it.
Yeah. Well, when you got the Dan, there's not much offense to call. I mean, I can't remember a better passer at LSU. Like the look started saying like when he went out for the injury and then they put him back in, first play immediately like no look pass to do wide open layup. I mean, he's got eyes in the back of his head. It's pretty insane.
Yeah, he is definitely our commander in chief on offense.
Yeah.
He runs the game, he runs the floor. Everything's to his pace, his tempo. He looks great out there. But you couldn't ask for anything more out of him.
Yeah, just like when he went down, that's why I was like, "Oh, you gotta be kidding me!" But
Yeah,
seems like he's fine.
he looks fine. He looks fine. Just a quick
They
little
played him a
bruise.
little longer than I wanted him to as well at the end of the
Agreed.
game. But hey, I mean, the team does need to mesh together. I mean, there's like 2 guys that are returning. I think they got a couple of new assistants as well. Like it's gonna take some time, but the talents in there are just so long and honestly big, which is, I mean, I don't know if it's like that just because they're playing these non-SEC teams, but just compared to years past, feels like LSU's always got like a smaller lineup and there's a lot of length.
Where I think Markel Sutton is our hidden gem because he can stretch the floor. He's 6'9", and
Yeah.
we have him out behind the 3-point line. He can get inside. He can get a, you know, little shimmy layup. He can work down low. We have all the size of them. We have him at our 3 or 2. Then you could have, because him and Max McKinnon were subbing for each other
Yeah.
in the game. So if we want to go tall, we can put Markel Sutton at the 2 spot. So we'll have him, Tamba, who's a tenacious defender. Don't expect
Yeah.
much from him on offense, but he's a good guy that we
Couple hustle
need.
plays. Yeah,
Yeah, oh yeah, no, you need those guys in college basketball that'll do the dirty
for
work.
sure.
And then we'll have Jalen Reed and Nwako. We haven't even mentioned him, and he was the leading scorer of the
Yeah,
game
he was
tonight.
great. Yeah, he was great. Career high.
Career high. I think he had 22 points, 24 points, filling up the stat sheet down low. I still want to be more consistent on the defensive boards, though. I mean, we
Yeah,
need, even against them that first half, we were giving up a few too many
yeah,
offensive rebounds that, I mean, we should have had. And like, again, I mean, that's all part of team defense, knowing who to box out and how to rotate in that shell. But no, all around great performance from him. All around great performance from the entire team
Yeah.
offensively, honestly, outside of
And then,
McKinnon.
yeah, like I agree. Like first half, a lot of defensive blown assignments are leading to easy baskets, a lot of rebounds missed out on. But after halftime, I think, McMahon made those adjustments. They went like 9.5 minutes without making a field goal, which is pretty insane. Like it was a relatively close game. LSU was pretty lucky to be up 12 at halftime. UNO kind of
We
botched
should
it.
we should have been up. We should have been up six at the end of
Six,
half.
yeah.
If they
They
made their
completely
free
botched like the
throws,
last 30
oh,
seconds. You're like, man, thank God we're up 12. And then, within the first half of the second half, I mean, it's like a 35-point game. So the defense was incredible in the second half.
we really stuck. And I don't want to say this, but I mean, I think the refs kind of did help us out in a way.
Weird
The three
officiating game, in
bigs.
my opinion. They were so wishy-washy. There were like points. Well, first of all, they were calling zero goaltendings either way, saying like
Yeah, that was
some of them
ridiculous.
were completely
So little
blatantly
obvious.
goaltends both ways and didn't even think about calling it. And then there were other times where it was like, man, if you touched them, a couple bumps, like on that one like Nawaga or whatever, like the dude just threw a prayer pass and he was just like on him and it got overturned. They called it foul. Like, come on. So a couple times
The
where it
one
was like,
on the press. That was Tomlin.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what
I
player.
was like,
Yeah,
that's a fucking bullshit call. So there's points in the game where it was like you couldn't touch him at all, and then there's some other times where there's people just banging on each other and nothing. So I mean, I
it
guess
was
that's what you're
weirdly
gonna get.
officiated.
That's what you're gonna get in these non-conference games. Yeah, the goaltending was crazy. McMahon was losing his shit.
I
I
can't
don't
believe we
blame
couldn't
him.
get a review. Or I mean, in that
I
situation, do you
mean,
challenge?
he could have, and I mean, it would have taken 30 seconds because that's right. The canoe coaches challenge this year, but I guess you feel like you needed to save it just in case the way the game was going. McMahon was pretty fired up at the beginning of the game, like
Oh,
screaming, running around. I
as
think
he
he
should
knows
be.
this is a very important year. Obviously, this beginning stretch is going to be huge. They can't. I mean, you saw how empty the PMAC is. Unfortunately, I get it's UNO on a
Yeah,
weeknight, but I
and
mean,
to be
he
quite
knows that
frank,
we lose one of these games, it's going to be a uphill climb to get the fan support back.
well, yeah, no, this stretch through the Emerald Coast Classic is critical
Yeah,
for his tenure or for making the tournament in general. Honestly, um, I think that he needs to win out these non-conference games. We have FIU next week, and then we have a couple other non-conference games. Then the Emerald Coast
you could win.
Classic out in Panama. We need to win that, and then we play Tech. That
I
Tech
think,
game is
yeah,
going to be a big wake-up
massive
call. Hey,
measuring stick. Yeah.
yep. What team? What team are we? Are we this legit of an offensive threat? Are we struggling on defense? Do we need to fix some defensive flaws
Yeah.
and rotations? I think that'll all be decided when we play Tech and a little bit on the Emerald Coast Classic. They have some pretty good teams there too. I mean, I know they have
I mean, yeah,
Drake.
you're going to be playing like Power Four conferences.
All right.
So I would agree. And I think it's not too much to ask for them to get to the Tech game undefeated. If you can get to the Tech game undefeated, like you're going to have some momentum going there. And you don't necessarily even have to beat Tech to get people excited. If, you can make it
No,
a little bit of a game.
stay in the game. Yeah,
I
if we can
I
keep it
think people will
within
start
10.
understanding that this team is legit, and I think they'll figure it out. Like I think a lot of their problems are just everyone's completely new,
Yeah. Oh,
players,
and
coaches.
but that's just NIL, college
Yeah, I mean that's
basketball
just the
all around
game. I mean they were
nowadays.
showing that thing at the end of the game, like 9 players on either team or like international. It's like man, this is a new era of college basketball.
Well, I mean, and you see most of the coaches complain, like Tom Izzo, you can recruit pro players into your
G League.
program now from the G League.
McMahon
Yeah,
this year.
I
That is
agree.
crazy. Thing to go get like a zipper from the Israeli league. It's another thing to get some dude that was averaging like 13 in the G League. Like that. That's
Oh,
insane. But
yeah, I know. They chose their
uh,
route.
I mean, I guess if it's legal, like why not? But yeah, I feel like something has to be done about that.
But I don't know. I'm just so happy with how we've been finishing.
Yeah.
I was nervous as all get out. I honestly thought that we were outcoached in that first half, and to close out the game, we really put the pedal to the
Yeah.
metal, and we didn't
Halftime
slow down.
adjustments were there 100%, especially defensively. What do you
Yeah,
think about? I can't remember his name. Is it like Jalen Reese? I feel like his
Jalen
develop.
Reed
Yeah, or
or
no,
Jalen
the
Reese. Oh,
point
the
guard.
point
Yeah,
guard. Yeah,
for
yeah.
Montverde. I feel like he is going to be an X factor because we need another point guard for when Dan's not on the court. And like he's fast. He is really quick. but he's just a freshman. So, it is what it is. But his development, I think, is massive because if you can get a guy that can platoon the Dan that can, like, do half of his playmaking, that would be huge. So that's like the one thing I see right now is that, like, when the Dan's on the court against good teams, you could have some issues.
If we can get him going and get him more comfortable under pressure, because at times you can see like Buckley, their guard, and Benson, their other guard, they were
Yeah.
pressuring a little bit,
Yeah.
and he was making some flawed decisions. I mean, a couple times, like he drive in. This is what ticked me off in the first half was the 7-2 center for UNO had
The
three
man or
blocks.
whatever.
Yeah, the man had 3 blocks in a row on us. First one
Yeah.
was on Rashad King. Then Jalen Reese goes in. He gets blocked. And then we say, all right, next possession now, let's do it again. Get blocked again. And then they made it an 8-point game, and things were not looking good. I was like, guys, and I get it. He's a
Yeah.
freshman, but learn from what you've seen throughout the game. You're going against a 7-2 or going 7'2" guy going in the paint. Maybe pass around him. He wasn't the most athletic, quick, mobile big. He was just tall. Stuff like that, some freshman mistakes that he's making, but no, his development throughout the season is vital because when D-Dan is off the court, there is definitely a hole.
Yeah.
Teams are going to be pressing the crap out of us, and
Yeah.
we're going to need to find a true point guard to get around the tantalizing defense.
Yeah. I mean, I don't in the first half, yeah, as soon as the 3-pointers stopped going in, you went through a good stretch there where it was like nothing was happening on offense. And then, like, McKinnon, it's like I feel like he's more of a 2. Like, I don't see him being the
No,
passer that
he's
you would need when Dan's off the court. And I'd be shocked if he
true
has
score.
another game where he doesn't score a point. Like, that's kind of crazy that he didn't get on the board tonight.
Yeah, no, that is crazy. I mean, this was definitely, hopefully, this is the worst shooting performance that we see out of him this season.
I mean, it has to be, dude. Like, I feel like
It
he's
has
going
to
to be
be.
one of our better scorers.
I mean, but he is questionable on the defensive end. Their
Yeah.
point guard Buckley drove by him a couple times. He's slow feet, but no, yeah, we're gonna need better like shooting nights from him going forward, especially if we're gonna compete in the SEC. Just because, I mean, if he could just kick out to him for wide open three and just count on a bucket like Sutton was hitting today,
Yeah.
we are lethal from everywhere.
Yeah. Sudden getting off to that start was huge. Just
Yeah.
immediately gave us a big lead, and then we just except at the very end of the first half, really never felt like they were in the game past that. So,
And then our
yeah,
bench
that
guys, especially in the second half, stepped up. You had Rashad King
yeah,
knocking down some good deep threes. And PJ Carter, our new transfer that we got from Memphis, he was
yeah,
knocking down a couple threes. We saw him get into a rhythm, and that all started from Jalen Reed starting that 15-0 run.
yeah, yeah.
No,
It's gonna
our
be
bench
interesting
play
to
was
see.
we looked deep.
Yeah.
We looked
That's
pretty
what I'm
deep.
saying. Like, I think it's gonna be interesting to see how McMahon does the minutes as the season get on because there is like a lot of guys vying for playing time. And my boy Zipper, I feel like he's out of the rotation already. I guess he was been sick. He's had like mono or something. But yeah, with the with the way the people at the bottom of the bench are looking and competing, it's gonna be tough. McMahon's gonna have a good problem. That probably the problem opposite of what he's had in years past, where he's probably looking at the end of the bench like, God, I wish anybody could give me something here. But now it's like, how are you going to manage this? So, I mean, it is pretty deep compared to years past.
Yeah, and I think that's going to help us so much going down the line, especially with. I mean, there are a couple guys on our team. One guy we haven't mentioned yet, Robert Miller, the third.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be a major piece for when guys like Nwaku or
Right.
Jalen Reed get hurt, or not only hurt but get in foul trouble. I can see Nwaku being a heavy, foul merchant. I see him getting, in foul trouble a lot.
Yeah.
And for him to fill in, now he's not as good of an big of an offensive threat as Nwako is. But again, he's another guy, kind of like Tamba, who's really good on defense, athletic,
Right.
very scrappy. Robert Miller, his athleticism at least kind of reminds me of like a Tari Eason from a
Yeah.
couple years ago. I mean, he is all over the ball, hands on the ball, get out in transition. One of the best of them. I mean, you need to work on his outside of shooting. He'll be critical as a big from a big's perspective going through this year.
Yeah. I mean, they flashed the schedule. I'm just thinking they flashed the beginning of that SEC schedule up there. Once it gets off to a pretty tough start, I think you had Florida, Arkansas like twice in like 2 weeks, Kentucky. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, they're going to need to start figuring some things out. They have time. Like we said earlier, they need to get to that Tech game with max one loss. Like, let me look up who else is in the Emerald Coast Classic.
I know Drake's in the Emerald Coast Classic. I think Boston College might be too.
Let's see who we got this year because we're the reigning champs. Okay, it's DePaul, Drake, Georgia Tech, and LSU. So I think Georgia Tech was in it last time. But look, LSU needs to be winning this tournament.
Oh yeah, no, without a doubt. I mean, Drake, they'll be an issue. They have the same head coach from last year.
Yeah,
He won. He's the guy who took all those D3 guys from his former program, brought him into Drake, and took him to the tournament. So they're going to be a tough game. Georgia Tech, they always produce some NBA talent. I
they're
mean, they're not
decent.
always that
Yeah,
good, but
middle
I
of the
mean, they've
pack
produced it
ACC.
in the past. Yeah, they've produced it in the past. And then DePaul and those other. I mean, it's. Hey, look, the Emerald Coast Classic is one of the most prestigious tournaments in the land. I mean, not every cupcake team gets an invite to this tourney, and the fact that
That's
we're in it,
true.
defending champs, we got to win it. We got to show, hey, we run
I'm
this
looking
tournament.
at
We
this
own
right
it.
now. I'm trying to figure out is Drake and DePaul both not in the Big East? Aren't they both in the
No,
Big East?
I don't think so.
Are, are they not? Let me see.
They're in the Missouri Valley Conference.
Really? Man, I'll be
Yeah.
way off.
And then DePaul is it? No, DePaul's in the Big East.
Yeah. Man, I thought Drake was well, okay. I was about to say, oh yes, two conference teams playing. That makes it all worse. But no, yeah, that's one. I mean, we gotta take that home. We won the Emerald Coast Classic a couple years ago. I think we beat like Georgia Tech and Penn State to get that championship. It'd be a huge boost going into the Dickies Arena to play Tech, and the Pro Mafia will be live. We got to
We
get
will
some
be
tickets for
there.
that. I was looking at the tickets. Doesn't seem like it's going to be too tough to, to grab one.
Well, yeah, we'll definitely be rowdy, proud, and loud for our LSU Tigers.
Yeah.
Dickies Arena.
Probably going to be a pretty hostile crowd as well. I imagine it's going to be good
I'm sure we'll be
80%
outnumbered.
plus Tech. Yeah.
Yeah, no, Tech fans, they love their basketball, and they're looking good this year too. I know they have Obi Toppin's brother returning this year. He's
Yeah,
a
he's
huge name that
good.
they return.
Yeah.
Jacob Toppin. So yeah, that's gonna be our major test
Yeah.
going into SEC play. And as you said, I mean, I guess that starting schedules it's some pretty tough opponents. We have Florida, who's not going to be easy. Arkansas twice,
Oh, well, Florida's
and
not going to be
Kentucky
easy.
right off the bat. Yeah, that's a
That
pretty
is
tough
about as
schedule.
yeah, I think it was you play Florida first, then you play Kentucky, and then you play Arkansas back to back or something. It's like, well, okay. Let's look at the rest of the schedule here before that. I mean, honestly, usually LSU takes the cakewalk route in non-conference play, but this year got some decent games. Play FIU next. I don't know how they're doing in Alcorn State. I would imagine
To win
those are going
those.
to be two W's. You play Omaha, which
Hey, that's
I mean,
Markel Sutton's
yeah, I don't know
former
how they're
school.
looking this year. They were good last year, right?
Markel Sutton was their best player.
Yeah. And then after that, you do the Emerald Coast Classic, which is Drake.
Yeah.
Got a
Drake's a
tough
decent-
draw in the first round in the Emerald Coast Classic. Hopefully you win that and you play another game. And then you got Boston College. Didn't realize you were playing them
Boston College,
on the road as well.
a tough game.
Oh, I think
No,
that's at Dickies as well. Oh, no, that's the third. And then you play Tech 4 days later. So yeah, we'll find out a lot about this team by the second week of December. Here in about a month,
right.
we'll have a pretty good idea of what our chances are.
So far, so good, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Last year we were not beating teams this way. I mean, we would be in a tight match with UNO. We wouldn't pull away in the second half last year. This team has found a way to get together and close out these games. It's huge.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
Huge.
the last 2 years, you can kind of just look at the team. If you watch it play for like a half, you're like, oh, there's not much here. This year, there's definitely talent, and they're
Yeah.
pretty exciting. The Dan, I mean, that's money well spent in the portal. Versus as much wasted money as the football team used on the portal, the Dan and basketball, that was a good pickup by McMahon. I can see why everyone was on him. I
Yeah,
wonder what the
no.
pitch was. I guess you'd just be like, hey, you're just going to run the show here, and we're going to give
Well,
you a
I'm
bag.
sure it was. Yeah, you're going to run the show. We'll give you a bag, and we'll pay you our entire roster's worth from last year. I mean, that's what it was. I
Yeah.
mean, he made more money than it's offseason or through NIL than our entire roster made. So
Yeah.
and it's most definitely worth it. He has eyes in the back of his head, controls the tempo, controls the pace of the game. Defense. People were criticizing him about his defense before the season started.
He was
and
great today.
He's played great in both games that we've seen him. Tarleton State, first half, he caused a turnover in the back, caused a backcourt violation, turnover right there. This game, he had hands. He was contesting shots.
Whatever guard he was on, didn't score the
Buckley,
entire
go, I
time.
know.
Yeah. That's very
Yeah.
impressive.
that I guess Jalen Reese was getting picked on defense a little bit. I mean, he was
Yeah.
caught leaning in on guys and losing his feet. But again, yeah, no, D-Dan, we need him to be our guy. We can't have him getting in foul trouble.
No.
I don't know, man. There's something about this team. There's something about this team.
I
I
mean,
just love
it is
how
refreshing to see some talent in the purple and gold.
we're just a threat on offense. We're just such a threat on offense when D-Dan's on the court. He draws so much attention. Able to, if we could just hit our shots. We went on that lull for a little bit in the first half, but once when we find a rhythm, because once when we have one guy going, it was kind of contagious. It seemed like it was contagious. It seemed like other guys started hitting shots also. So, and just offensively, we look so good right now. You got to be happy with how we're playing.
No, it's great to see some good men's basketball in the PMAC. Hope McMahon gets some more crowd there. That I think they're going to deserve it. I guess I understand people not wanting to go to the UNO game, but I think for us, it was like after seeing how they beat TCU, which it's crazy that they beat TCU. But
Well, yeah, I mean,
we just put belt to ass on them. What conference is UNO in? Are they the Southland?
I think the Sun Valley, or no, they are. Yeah, I think they're the Sun Valley Conference.
I mean, we need to root for them because it'd be nice to have them on
Or
our
the Summit
resume at the
League,
end of the
Summit League,
year.
not Sun Valley, Summit League. What am I
Yeah.
saying?
It'd be
Put that
nice
in the
if they
Summit
were
League.
like Summit League champion and we got on our resume that we beat them by 35 or whatever it ended up being.
I can see it. Their head coach, Stacey Hollowell.
Stacey Allway. Oh, well, New Orleans legend. Coached
No,
some all-time great guys in
at
Loyola.
Loyola University. Yeah,
Guys
no,
like Bava,
he
three-point
was drawing.
sniper, and the NAIA level. Got the pleasure of seeing him on a great weeknight a couple years ago in I think it was 2020 when they played Southern. We made the trip up north, BR.
Oh yeah, yep. Saw them play against Southern. That was a great game. I mean, they lost, but it was a great game.
Fava was lighting up. Just to see how far Fava and Coach Stacey have come since then. Now they're
Couldn't
sitting
miss.
next to Master P on the bench. Which I want to know, like, is he going to be there for every game like that?
I think
'Cause that
so. He's
has to
trying to
be
be.
such a weird vibe for like the players and coaches. The GM is
He,
just there at all times. The
yeah,
money. I feel like
he's
that would
trying to
be a
be as involved
huge
as possible.
distraction. Yeah.
I agree. I completely agree. But I mean, nothing could be more distracting than what their starting five did last year, which was completely
Gambling.
completely ruined their season.
And all the privateer fans have been up and down 12 months for the UNO basketball program. Like you said, I forgot that, yeah, like 5 or 6 of their players got like indicted on fixing games last year. And then all of a sudden, Master P coming in, taking over the program. I think
What,
what they
two
have the
games
hardest.
last year? They already
Yeah,
have as many wins as they did last season.
yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. They got the hardest schedule, right? Non-conference this year. They're playing like Tulane in a couple of
Yeah.
days. Don't understand the logic necessarily of absolutely having a merciless out of conference schedule. I don't think that's going to do you any favors come tournament time if you don't. I guess they have no
Master
chance of
P's
ever
trying to
making the
get him to build
tournament.
character.
Well, yeah, that will be one thing that Coach Stacey will be able to tell the team when conference play starts. Hey, you guys have seen it all at this point.
Yeah, no kidding. But I don't know. Back to LSU. I just, I just can't. I love this team, man.
Yeah,
Team's so
it's going to be
good.
exciting
Team's
here.
so
This is a
good.
team that
So
you can
fucking good.
actually get behind.
Oh, dude, it's watchable basketball. Like our
Yeah,
offense just looks so smooth.
yeah.
I mean, especially with D-Dan out there. I mean, oh, the dribble drives to the backdoor alley lobs that we're capitalizing
His
on.
lobs are crazy good, like on the money.
It's absolutely insane how he's getting off some of these passes.
And he's like floating it from like the top of the 3-point line, like these hard ass passes, he's just laying it right on the money. Yeah, the
Yeah,
bigs, they better be ready at all times to catch a
yeah.
lob.
And he's a scoring threat too. I mean, he can take you off the dribble and get past you for a wide open layup. Or, I mean, he did have that one bad missed 3-pointer earlier in the game, but he's still a 3-point threat. I mean, you
Yeah,
still got to respect him from deep.
yeah. He took some shots in this game. He banged up his knee and then
Yeah.
ran into a screen real tough. Glad. Hope he's doing okay.
I want him out of the game right then and there.
I agree.
At that
I was
point, we
like,
probably
man, what
still
do you
need
need
him
to
a little
see? We're
bit.
up 35 with 5 minutes left. He's already hurt a little bit. Like, but I can think he probably just wants him to gel, get him more minutes together.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I guess what does they play? FIU Thursday?
Yep. FIU on Thursday. That's going to be a big one. We need another dominant victory
Yeah,
like we've done these past two. Just close it out as we should win. I think we've covered the spread in both games that we've played so far
I would
this
have to
season.
imagine. Yeah.
So we just got to keep the ball rolling, keep going, keep pushing.
Yep. And the Fight
So,
Tigers, man, are doing us proud. Any final thoughts, Dog, before we wrap this up?
nothing much, man. I mean,
How about telling the fans they need to get
ready
out to the PMAC for this FIU game?
we need to get out to the PMAC. We need to show up. We need to show up for our team, playing well. We're exceeding expectations. And how about them Tigers? LSU, go Tigers.
That's a great way to end it. LSU wins big over UNO. We'll see you Thursday after the FIU game. Signing off.